Check, 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 check. Check 1, 2. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And we're live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Jordan Anderson here, and welcome to today's episode. Let's get started. Get my microphone nice and adjusted. Been playing around with the setup some more. Got some art now. Playing around different colors. I think this looks great. I'm really liking the blue on my skin tones. The blue background makes me look a little warmer. Just a white boy. It's wintertime. I have no tan. All right. Make sure my volume is properly adjusted and make sure that we have the slides ready to go. It is Monday, and I hope everyone's excited. I am super glad that you guys are here on the live stream. And if you're in the live stream watching right now, leave something in the comments. We're going to be talking today about the death. I titled this, I couldn't think of the right title, but I'm calling it the death of the gear review, the video review, the things that I personally have been addicted to, and we have to talk about it this year. I watched too many gear reviews in my lifetime. I've watched hundreds of hours of gear review. Cameras that I will never buy, cameras that I can't afford, gear that I can't afford, gear that I don't need, all just watching every single possible, knowing all the specs, memorizing all the specs, being a total nerd about each and every light, each and every camera. Cameras I've never even touched, never even seen in a showroom and put my hands on. And I can tell you all the specs, the buttons, how good the video latency is, the camera specs, the megapixels, what lenses go with it, the lineup of lenses, the gear, like the accessories that go with it, why we'd want to use this camera for, like, I know too much, and we have to talk about this. So there has been yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, I did my little, like, I tried to find I was like, who are all the gear people that I watch, or like that will appeal to people the most? Like, I've watched all of these guys and girls, and there are tons of others. I myself am totally guilty of. Actually, I've made gear reviews. You can go look at my catalog on YouTube right now, and I've made gear reviews. I've made video camera reviews, talking about what cameras I want, even talking about there's a great one, like a Christmas wish list, like my top 10, like every YouTuber does it at the end of the holidays. In the Christmas time, they, top 10 gear pieces for the holidays, or top 10 Black Friday deals that you should check out, or it's all just, to put it simply, and while you're watching this, it's a distraction. But let's just kind of dive into it. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being here in the live stream. I'm seeing a little bit more, some little bit more activity in the live stream, and I appreciate it. So let's dive into it. Let me swing over here to the slideshow. So, the death of gear review. So my goal for this presentation, let me make sure I'm still there, is for you to reconsider what camera review videos are doing to your business, because I think they are not overtly, but subtly and in your psyche and in how you think and how you view the world and your perspective, that it's warping it and it's causing harm and damage to your business. It's caused harm and damage to my business. I thought there was some short-term success or short-term gains from it, or a sugar high maybe, but there's some downsides to this, so let's talk about it a little bit. Today's lessons, we're going to be talking about three main topics: limiting beliefs, marketing, how we market ourselves, and our, you could even say our sales process, the next train after that, marketing, and then overall just being a distraction. That the camera industry is in gear videos, review videos. We're going to talk about them, but you're watching commercials, so I hope you know that. So lesson number 1. And this says, this is circle around the limiting belief. This is called the maybe someday effect. The maybe someday effect, and we've all had this somewhere in our brains where, we're getting these big ideas, these big dreams for our company, our video production company, our photography studio. We're going to do all these, and maybe someday. And then there's this limiting belief around gear, and because you think, okay, it's a capital driven. I need the gear. Like I can't be a cameraman. I can't be a photographer without a photography camera. I can't be a cameraman without a camera. So if I don't have camera, then I can't be that person that I want to be. I can't close the loop, fully fulfill the identity. And to some degree at the beginning, yes, that's correct. You need a camera, or you need access to a camera. You need to get your hands on a camera of some sort, or some, people forget it. You have it in your pocket every single day. You're 24/7 around. It's called your iPhone. But there's this belief that once I have saved up, let me correct myself. Boom. Once I have saved up for this camera, then I'll be a pro. Then I will have all the answers. I can be a professional. I got the business cards. My site is correct. I got the custom T-shirts that say my business. I got the logo. I got the swag. People recognize me on the street. I'm getting recognized at all these photography conferences because I have the gear and I'm a pro. I've got the $5,000 camera body. I've got the $10,000 lens. People take me seriously, and that's wrong. It's I'm being hyperbolic a little bit. I'm being a little bit facetious, but that's just the kind of thought pattern that a lot of us youngsters, a lot of young photographers, young content creators have. That once I've saved up for this camera, then I'll be a pro. And dare I say, it goes even further. It goes, then I can charge more. People there's this limiting belief, or that it's almost like we can't give ourselves permission to move on to the next step or to upgrade our business until we've upgraded our camera. Or there's this kind of almost like I'm trying to I've thought about this today, and I've thought about this over, for years now, like how, when I was talking about this, when I was thinking about this presentation today, it's like, is it projection? Is it insecurity? Because it's got to be rooted in insecurity. Like if I don't have a professional camera, because I suffered from this. I had this, maybe you can call it an inferiority complex, but if I couldn't be a pro if I just had a starter DSLR prosumer camera. Like my first camera I got was, it's like a Sony A37. It was before the Sony Alpha series, or it was the first in the Alpha series before the A7S. It was a decent camera. Okay, it was kind of plasticky. It was whatever. And then I was like, okay, once I upgrade, and then I got the Canon 70D, and I thought my entire world changed. But then there's always this kind of, I don't want to call it consumerism. That's too easy to call it consumerism. But I need just a little bit more gear. There's this kind of like, we can't fully complete the circle, or it always feels like we're like 80% full or 80% complete, and we get the gear and there's still something missing inside us. Then we get the bigger gear and there's still something missing inside us. And you could even apply that to, I've talked about this with YouTube subscribers, with, people even talked about it with making money in their business. They think that they have this goal, or if they pinpoint, or they put all their faith and hope into this very external, materialistic, facts and figures kind of item in their life, that it's going to solve everything. That if I'm not successful, and they start to blame it, like I'm not successful because I don't have this, or they start to, the carpenter never blames his tools, kind of that kind of mantra, where if only I had this, then I could achieve my goals, or then I could charge more. Jordan, I just have a Canon Rebel T3i. There's no way I can actually charge $20,000 for this video project, or I can't charge $10,000 for this wedding. Like, they'll laugh me out of the room. They'll look at my camera, they'll look at my plasticky tripod. The client's going to not feel very secure about that, which I've never understood. I've heard this so many times. I don't know if you've ever heard this, or this kind of like, it's just those things that just go unquestioned. The idea that if you have crappy gear or plasticky gear, or you're shooting on a Gorilla Pod, or you've got I still have my original tripod. I never got the Manfrotto tripod. I never got the a full official cinema tripod. I still have my Walmart tripod that I've been using for the last 6 years. Still works. Still good. It was $70 at Walmart, so it was the most expensive one. but it still works, and I don't care. And if I show up and the client is like, they're talking bad, or they think my gear looks weird, or there's kind of this weird, like, I have to front everything, or I have to look professional to feel professional to be taken seriously. It's the work you do. It's quality work. It's the quality of work you do. And if you're blaming all of your failures or your lack of success, dare I say, on the gear, then you are sadly mistaken. You have to look in the mirror. The camera didn't do anything wrong. The camera did what it was designed to do. The camera did what it was designed to do. You have to get better. Your skills have to hit that certain level. Your confidence has to hit that certain level. And if you feel like, okay, well, I once I get the red Epic Dragon or the RE Mini LF, that's when I can start charging the big bucks. I can't charge the big bucks if I just show up with a crappy video camera. They won't take me seriously. And it's a sad fact. So, sad fact. All right. Lesson number 2 is featureized. This is about. This, I think, is this one lesson right here is probably the most deadly, but the most underrated, or the one you're not really thinking about when you're watching these gear review videos. When you watch these gear review videos, everything because you have to understand it's a product, and I would even argue that these camera manufacturers are marketing their cameras wrong. When you're marketing a product, people tend to want to know the features of it. Or when you're in a huge marketplace like the camera industry, every camera is basically the same. So you have to, or it looks the same, or it can, on the benefit side, it can kind of do the same thing that every other camera can do. It can take videos, it can take photos. It has, it can store memory. It can hook up to your TV. So they have to start relying and leaning on the features of the camera. They have to talk about the megapixels. They have to talk about the flip-out screen. They have to talk about the new RF mount, image stabilization, flippy screen, 4K, slow motion, whatever, all those features. They rely so much on the features. So you're looking at that, and you're absorbing that, and you're watching these gear review videos, and you start to internalize that features are what is most important, or that's how you start to think, when you're talking with your friends, or I even wrote the email today, like this is the most, whenever I'm at a wedding and I don't have anything to talk about, or I just feel like I don't really know what to say to this guy, or I'll see another photographer, or I'll see a videographer, or I'm at an event and I see a videographer and I know what camera they're using, because I keep up with camera stuff, and I know what gear they're using, and I just talk shop. I'll just go, it's my awkward kid, hey, what's up, man? Yo, is that the this Mark III? Yeah, dude, it's the this, dude. Yeah, you like it? Yeah, oh, yeah. It's like that. We've all had the conversation. We've all been the asker. We've all been the little kid coming up like, is that the Steadicam 3000? Or what? And then we've all been that person holding a camera that you don't think is that impressive, or that you've used thousands of times, and they're like, is that the blah 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 Mark IV edition number 2 f1.9? And they're like, yeah, it is. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it is. Cool. Yeah, no, it's cool. What do you shoot on? It's such a surface level content creator, photographer, videographer conversation that we've all sadly had to experience. But that's all. That's kind of a side point. But we start to think like that. We start to think that gear is the most important thing. We start to think that our identity is based around gear, and that that is somehow a branding, or that helps our marketing, or that helps our positioning, that we're a strictly Sony user, or we're purely a Canon user. And it's weird. You'll see even you'll even see some clients asking specific cameras, like must have experience using Canon Cinema Line, must have experience using Sony Alpha mirrorless cameras, and you're like, what are they asking? Like, dude, I know these clients, I know these people do not know what that camera is, or have ever seen that camera, or I would, if I taped the front and hid the logo, they could not tell me which one's Canon, which one's Sony. I know, like, so that's where, but it's weird. Like the industry, the content creation industry, and the camera industry like kind of pushes and pulls at us. Clients think that it's important to have a specific camera, or they're, if you go out in Hollywood and you go to Craigslist and just look, everyone is selling themselves as, if you're a camera operator, you are selling yourself as a RED camera operator, an RE camera operator, a film camera operator. I have experience on these types of cameras. You probably can't even get a job or get a certain call, or they won't even like recognize you, like unless you say like, yes, I've specifically used the RED Epic Dragon, this kind of camera, blah blah blah, and it just kind of deep, like it's just start like we're bombarded with this so much that it just becomes like ingrained into our psyche as content creators that camera specs, camera editions, camera types are the most important things. And rather, I'll tell you this, instead of focusing on features like camera manufacturers do, we should start to focus on the benefits, because camera companies sell features, photographers sell benefits, because we cannot sell the features of what we do. We are selling a service. If we're selling a product, it's a little bit different. Yes, if I'm buying sunglasses, I need to know how wide is it. I need to know the shape of the sunglasses. If it is a camera and I have these certain lenses, and I need to know what specific mount this camera has, because if it doesn't have the right mount for my lenses, then the camera doesn't work for me. I need to know how long the battery life is, but that is based on a product. That's kind of our only exposure to like marketing and sales is like camera gear, because we shop so much camera gear. We're on B&H, we're on Adorama, we're on all these sites. And so we go, okay, now it's time for me to market myself. What experience or what swipe files do I have, or what inspiration do I have? Oh, I know. I'll just look at what gear videos are doing, review videos are doing. I'll look at how camera manufacturers are selling themselves, and they are breaking it down into features. They're talking about the specific things that it does. So I will talk about the specific things that I do, and it starts to look like something like this. If you're a wedding photographer, you are over here on the left side as a feature. You think you are not a photographer. You are 8 to 10 hours. You are 300 digital prints. You are 8 by 10. You are photo albums. You are in a free complimentary engagement session. And looking at this does not tell me what you do specifically or what makes you different, because I could rip this off from any other wedding photographer and not know the difference, and not know what makes you special or why this is important or nothing. And instead, we want to focus the shift to benefits, where we're thinking of things like, for example, security or peace of mind, stress-free. This is going to be a stress-free wedding. Your wedding is stressful enough. I'm here as a wedding photographer to make this a stress-free process that I will be in the background. You won't even notice I'm there, and we're going to have a great time. And you just focus on having the best day possible. That's a benefit. Or cherish your wedding. When you get these photos and when I capture the memories for you, you're going to cherish your wedding forever. Or even better, you're going to have an unforgettable experience. This is the benefit that I'm going to sell you. It's not just that you're going to get some photos and I'm going to take some pictures with your family. It's that you're going to have an unforgettable experience. That is the difference between features and benefits, and this is how you sell it in your copywriting, how you write the shit on your website, how you talk to your clients, how you make marketing material, how you're writing your Instagram captions, how you're doing Facebook ads. The difference is this. If I were to do a Facebook ad with saying, hey, my photography company does 8 to 10 hours and we sell 300 digital prints, who gives a shit? Or like, yes, you and everybody else. What makes you special? What makes you different? And if you've been watching gear review videos and you've been watching tech videos thinking like, I need to sell it like they sell the tech products, then you are going to fail. You are going to sound like a product. And when your service has become a product, it becomes fungible. It becomes replaceable, where I don't even notice the difference. If I were to swap A for B and there's no difference, I'm getting 8 to 10 hours of photography service and I'm getting 8 to 10 hours of photography service. If I'm getting 300 photos, what is the fucking difference? There's no no difference. So you can't, the gear review videos are warping your mind. I'm not saying stop watching them. I'm just saying you have to be a little bit more aware. You have to be a little bit more conscious as to what it's possibly doing to your business and how you're thinking about how you sell yourself. It's not about what it is you do. It's about how you do it. It's about the things, the benefits, the hidden benefits, the things that you can't put on paper, that you can't measure, that you can't weigh. That's what you need to start selling. That's how you're going to raise your profits. That's how you're going to increase your revenue. That's how you're going to become a better photographer. And finally, now we're at the last lesson. This is the big one. I'm calling this the gear industrial complex. It's amazing. And it's having seen it and having been a part of the gear industrial complex, it is from a marketing standpoint, it's brilliant. It is goddamn devilish. So it's the gear industrial complex, like you're watching commercials for fun. That's what gear review videos are. It's some of it because there is like we have to talk about, yes, okay. These camera companies are reaching out to the top YouTubers, top Instagram influencers, the top, Philip Bloom, Frono's Photos, whoever, Sarah Dici, DP Review, the Camera Store, all these. I love these guys. I love these channels. I watch these channels all the time. And they are paid. Some of them say like, okay, none of us was paid. We weren't paid for this. This is not an advertisement. This is my pure and honest review. But the camera was given to them for free. They're in talks with the marketing department from that camera manufacturer. A lot of them, Gerald Undone, they all give honest reviews. I'm not questioning the integrity of these people. I'm saying that these are very credible people. They give great reviews. They give honest reviews. I trust their reviews. It's more about the mechanism, the giant cogs of marketing behind them, that these marketing departments are all sending out free samples of the camera bodies to all of these major YouTube channels, all of these major Instagram influencers, and they're all hitting and kind of being mandated, hey, make this video, and they get early access to the camera, and they get the chance to make some sweet, juicy content that is exclusive, that me, average YouTuber, some other average YouTuber don't have access to. I don't have access to the A7 Mark IV yet, but these large YouTube channels get sent these free samples. They get sent the new aperture lights. They get sent all the new lenses, the new bodies for free, with the intention of like, wink, wink, hey, make a review and we'll keep sending you stuff. And so it's a very, between the two of them, it's a beneficial cycle. They get exclusive access to make early content that no other YouTube channel has access to. And then there is, on the marketing side with the camera manufacturer, they're getting sort of free press, I guess. And then they're all coordinating with it. They're all making them sign contracts that say, this is NDA, you cannot discuss this, and on January 11th, you're all going to release the video, or January 11th is the earliest you can release the video. And you'll notice, and you have definitely noticed this, that all the camera review videos come out the day the camera is launched, or the day something is available, or it's kind of coincidental that all these camera review channels, gear review channels, all release their videos at the same time. It's very coordinated. It's not just random. It's not just some content creators. They're all, not to say they're all working together, but from the camera manufacturer side, there is a marketing department managing these kind of influencer affiliates that all get together and kind of, hey, now you can release it. Now you can launch the video. For the average YouTuber, it's tempting because it's kind of fun content. It's very SEO friendly content. I got my Drawcast. I always wanted to make a review of this light right above me, the Drawcast LED. You can find it in my YouTube channel. And I played the game with, kind of stepping foot into the gear industrial complex a little bit. I signed up for an Amazon affiliate, and there's tons of people that do this. They just make user-generated content. some people, and the sad part of now we're going to go down a dark path, like with influencer marketing. There's a lot of self-abusive things that go on in the affiliate marketing world, and there are some abusive things that come from, manufacturers. The self-abusive side is saying like, there was a part of me that said, okay, maybe I need to go rent this new piece of gear that just came out. I need to go buy this new piece of gear that just came out. I don't necessarily need it, but I want to buy it or rent it or get access to it so I can then do the review. And that is kind of dark. That's kind of shady. Like you're kind of taking a bet. You're kind of taking a gamble on just making content. Like I'm going to, hey, I got the AirPods. Hey, I bought these specifically to make the video, and maybe hopefully the video will pay for itself, or through affiliate ads and link clicks that I will get paid back for it. It's kind of, and the same thing happens with influencers on Instagram all the time. Hey, you are now an official influencer of our beauty brand or soda company, but you have to buy the product first and then make user-generated content. We're not going to pay you, but hey, you get free product. And it's tricky, and then it becomes a distraction for you as the content creator when you should be focused on, instead of just being a YouTube channel that makes, okay, yeah, now you're making, that's how I guess every YouTube channel starts that becomes a famous gear review. They all were just starting out reviewing free stuff or getting free samples. I mean, you can do dark stuff. You could buy on Amazon, you could rent it, you could get it for free somehow, make the video, put it back in a box, and rinse and repeat, and make content that way. But it becomes a distraction unless you instead of becoming a better photographer, instead of becoming a better cinematographer, you're so focused now on gear, or now you're becoming a YouTuber who does gear reviews, and then that becomes a distraction because you're just focused on the gear, the specs, and you're having fun, like what new gear is going to come out, and it becomes a distraction. And then you kind of, like me, you were sitting back and you're like, okay, I know all this stuff about cinematography. I know all this stuff about cameras and camera manufacturers, and I know all this stuff. I know every spec about every light that there is, but I'm not getting any better at this. I'm reading about this. I'm seeing how these lights work, and yeah, I can walk on a set and say, hey, look, that's an HMI. Hey, look, that's the Aperture 300. I can look at that and say I know what it is, but I was failing to actually learn how to use it or how to apply better techniques or master my craft. And that's I think that's the parting message I want to leave with you guys, that the gear is nice. The gear is not going to get you there. The gear, you have to drop this limiting belief that if only I had the gear, then if I only had this specific gear, or if only I had this specific camera, then I can achieve the goals, or then I can be better, or then I can be a professional. And okay, I gotta watch these more gear reviews. And this is how, like, you conflate learning about gear with actually getting better at the craft of photography or the craft of cinematography or filmmaking or content creation. You kind of, instead of, you're like, okay, if I know how many megapixels this has, or if I know how that this has S-Log 2 and 3, then I'll become a better filmmaker. And to some degree, like 20% of that is knowing the gear, and the other 80% is knowing how to use the gear, or how to use any type of camera, or how to use any type of light. Like, I have cheap lights. These are all cheap lights. This whole setup costs, I think this whole setup, everything you're looking at besides the camera itself, is like less than $200. It's all just about how you apply it. It's not about what specific model you have. You have the old model, the new model, the latest model. Don't let this gear become your personality. Don't let this gear substitute for your skill or substitute for your ability to get better at your craft. That's where I say that gear reviews, watching these gear videos, are a distraction. That you feel like you're getting information. You feel like you're becoming a better filmmaker because you can talk the talk, or you can talk about the latest camera, but that doesn't make you a better filmmaker. That doesn't make you a better photographer. It just makes you, now you just know tech nerd. Now you just know spec sheets. And that's filmmaking is not spec sheets. Content creation is not spec sheets. It's applying story. It is thinking about your audience. It's saying the right things the right way to the right audience at the right time. And yeah, that's what I'm going to end on today. I'm going to take a sip of water, you guys. Okay. I was on a roll right there. Awesome. All right, so that is going to conclude. I think that's pretty much. Let me see if there's any other slides left. Yeah, manufacturers have huge teams. It's influencer marketing at its finest. Yeah, that was the last part. So I will say to you all, thank you guys for watching. My name is Jordan P. Anderson. I want to introduce you guys now. Let's switch over to, please check out the Perfect Wedding Package. I think you're going to, if you're in that kind of young phase of, you're just starting your wedding photography company, you just started, this is the, like maybe this year you decided to become a wedding photographer. 2020 was a shit show. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you had to make a couple new decisions about who you are, what you want to do with your life. And you're stepping into the wedding photography game now, and you got the gear, you've got a basic camera set up, and you looked on Pinterest for like, okay, I need a pricing sheet. I need just something that's going to get me by, or that looks cool, bronze, silver, gold plan. And what we do as young photographers, we really have no idea what we're really doing. We're kind of just looking at other people and saying like, hey, how'd you do your prices? How'd you set up your prices? And you just kind of copy whatever. Like, okay, I'll do my prices $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I don't think I'll ever sell the $3,000, but I'll just do $1,000, $2,000, and $3,000. That makes sense. That's cool. And then I struggled with this myself. In all the weddings that I did, I could never break this $2,000 barrier. I got to, my first wedding was free. Second wedding was $500. I was like, cool. Actually, my second wedding wasn't $500. It was a trade for a $500 tripod. Traded for that. And then my first official wedding that was actually paid was $500. And then it just like I kept slowly pushing my prices, $750, $1,250, $1,500, and then I hit that $2,000 mark, and I just could not break it. And I blamed everything else around me. What it was on? It was the, it's the market I'm in. It's the clients that I have. It's the type of gear. I don't have the right gear. I don't have a professional enough website. I don't have enough. I need a partner. I need to have a bigger team. I need to have a bigger website. I need to have more videos. I need to have more clients. And I just kept making all these excuses, and I never looked in the mirror and said, okay, maybe it's how I'm presenting my prices. Maybe it's how I'm having these conversations with these clients. And maybe just the fact that I have no idea what I'm doing or how I'm having a conversation about pricing, and I'm just kind of blabbing out words or just spitting out something that just I hope makes sense or I hope that they'll agree to. And that's what kind of like I was so afraid of rejection that I never wanted to push my prices too high. And then I end up, at the end of the year only making $10,000, and I look to my wife and I say, well, I shot a lot of weddings this year, but I was only bringing in like $600 a shoot, and yeah, so now I need to go find a full-time job because I can't afford the rent. So yeah, we got to move. So that's what happened. We moved to Louisiana because my wife had a full-time job. I was making money in the wedding industry, shooting wedding videos, and I did like 50 weddings a year. I was like, I cannot break this number. I don't know what I'm doing. I just had no idea, and I just had to. And one day, I said, I'm going to learn this. I have to learn pricing. I have to learn how to get better at pricing. I have to learn what it takes to raise my prices, and not only just raise your prices, because when we say we're raising our prices, what we really mean is like I want to raise my prices so I can make more money this year. I want to earn more revenue. I want to have more income this year. I want to double my income this year. That's what we're really saying when we're saying I want to raise my prices. And I had no idea, so I just had to figure it out. I've watched every there are so many freaking pricing videos I've watched on YouTube, pricing books, pricing seminars, podcasts, all of it, all the lessons, all these nerdy, big, fat accounting, law firm textbooks about pricing, all has been crammed and jammed and put together and through, and also talking with wedding photographers, talking with wedding videographers, and bringing my own experience as a failing wedding photographer and videographer, and I've put it all together into this little package right here. This course, this lesson plan, this template, this and I should finish the story by saying, after I learned all these lessons and techniques, I was actually, the next gig I did, I sold it for $10,000. And that's what I was able to do. And it blew me away. I put the number down on the piece of paper and I said, option 3, $10,000. This is what's going in it. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get a documentary. You're going to get this, that, this. And it was like, held my breath. I sent it, submitted it. I got a call later that night at 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, that's kind of weird. She's probably calling me to tell me no. And she goes, Jordan, let's go with option 3. $10,000, let's freaking do it. And it's like, holy shit. Wait, what? Okay. So it is possible. I can do this. And that's how, and just it kept piling on. That was all the proof I needed. And from every single time after that, it's been successful. And it's learning these lessons are so critical. It was almost like a moment of seeing is believing, or I thought I knew it. I thought I had all the answers. I thought I packaged it up right and I had the right techniques. And I finally, you fail a couple times at first. You're kind of sloppy with it because you're learning how to have the right pricing conversations. You're learning how to have the right sales conversations with your clients, how to properly format your website so that they are ready. They're reading your site and they're going, okay, this makes sense. Like, he is worth $10,000. And they're like, that story is slowly being sown in their mind when they get to the conversation with you and you say, that'll be $10,000. It makes sense. There's no confusion. There's no sticker shock. And it takes time. And if you want to learn how to earn $10,000, if you want to learn how to double your revenue as a wedding photographer this year, if you're new to the wedding photography game, I recommend that you check out this address. Where am I pointing? Right there, theperfectweddingpackage.com. Make sure you put the THED at the beginning, theperfectweddingpackage.com. Go check it out, guys. Let me know what you think. If you don't like it, the risk is on me. If you don't like it, if you don't think this is a good product, if you don't think like you've got the value, or after going through it, you're like, there's no way I can double my revenue from this, I'll give you a refund on the spot, no questions asked. That's the risk is on me. So go to theperfectweddingpackage.com, check it out. And yeah, does anybody have any questions? I'm trying to have a little story time there. That was a little nice. I am on Wednesday, so we're going to be streaming. If you're just watching this, the first time you're watching this, make sure you subscribe, do all the fun stuff down below. We are streaming, I keep saying we. Don't say we this year, Jordan. It's just you. It's just me. I am streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern on the dot. Usually how I kind of set it up, it starts at 9 p.m. I do a little 10-minute timer just to make sure we get everybody in. We're kind of collecting everybody. And then we go live. And I take this content, reformat it, turn it into a podcast, turn it into YouTube videos. There's a YouTube video coming out tomorrow of a past live stream. What I do is I take this live stream, chop it up, make the audio a little bit better, make it a little bit more sweeter than what you're hearing on the live stream, and then turn it into podcast form, edit it down into a digestible YouTube video. It's live, so there's going to be a little bit of delay here. There's going to be a little bit of choppiness. It's here I am live. So, edit it down so it kind of is a little bit more consumable on a video level. So the videos come out on I've been playing around with how to release the videos because the live streams are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't want to overload you guys. And I'm thinking to put the full-length videos out on Tuesday and then put the clips on like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that way, if you missed Monday's stream, you'll catch something on Tuesday. And that's how I kind of want to look at it. So let's finish right here. Guys, if you're watching gear review videos, I don't blame you. I think they're super entertaining, but I want you to kind of start to... I hope this hasn't ruined gear review videos for you, but I don't want you guys to become addicted like I did to gear review videos. They are in a lot of ways, they're a distraction. They're a great way. You have to understand that it's marketing. You're watching a commercial for fun. So in a lot of ways, it's a distraction. It's making you believe. It's making you think that you are gaining knowledge, that you actually understand the gear, and that if you understand the gear, then you become somehow a better content creator. But really, if you're watching a 45-minute review video, you could be spending that 45 minutes actually getting better at your craft, or honing your message, or becoming more knowledgeable, actually learning the craft of filmmaking or the craft of photography, than actually just, hey, this has 10 megapixels, 422, 8-bit, 10. Like, that's not filmmaking. That's storytelling, finding the right message, finding the right audience. That is what it's all about. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Jordan P. Anderson. Be sure to subscribe,